I believe in spirits. I mean, in aliens, I don't think you can believe in spirits and not believe in aliens. So yeah, that's my whole outlook on life. Sorry, it was long-winded.
No,
No,
not at all.
that was perfect. It's
Yeah.
fine. That was not long-winded at all.
Nope.
I hope we answered her question. I mean,
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
Well, let me take it one step further.
Oh,
Do you protect yourself spiritually? If so, how?
Say it again. Do we what?
protect ourselves spiritually. Listen up, Daryl. Come on.
If so, how? Right. Is there anything
I,
you do that you consider protection to keep you guys safe?
I always try. I mean, before an investigation, I always try to say a prayer. I don't really carry any, like, medals or necklaces or anything like that. Not anymore, because I find, like, some of these locations I've went to, I think I've had attachments come back because of the things that I was wearing, like certain crosses and things like that. So I don't wear anything, but I will say a prayer. I have done, like, saging and stuff like that in the past.
Yeah, again, in terms of like when we've done residential cases, we've helped by using various, saging and salt and things like that. I sometimes wear a Wiccan cross, but I tend just to kind of rely on Helena for spiritual protection. I mean, I get the odd scratch maybe, but I've never had anything seriously happen. But I don't like to be completely protected, because I feel sometimes if I'm completely protected and nothing's going to happen to me, I want something to happen to me. I want to be scared on an investigation. Basically, I'm not a thrill seeker, but I want to be scared on an investigation. I want to experience fear. That's one reason why I do it. And just going to what someone was saying on the chat, no, paganism, or whatever you want to call it, has nothing to do with devil worship. They're completely different.
Oh, I didn't see that. I wasn't even watching the live chat. Somebody said that.
Yeah. Paganism has nothing to do with devil worship.
No.
It's just that devil worshippers use the same symbol but upside down, basically. In fact, they even use the cross but upside down.
Right.
So, what do you guys think is the best evidence then for life after death?
My personal experience, I think anything you could catch on video is really compelling evidence. I like, don't get me wrong.
Videos are definitely better than photographs, definitely.
Yeah, because photographs, I mean, there's matrixing involved and stuff like that. I like EVPs, don't get me wrong, but I think video is just so compelling. Especially if it's something you caught and you know. And my thing is, as a paranormal investigator, and I don't do it quite as much as I used to because I'm so busy doing the shows. But when I do go on them, it's more. I get a thrill out of the personal experience. It's not so. Yeah. I don't really care about proving anything to anybody. I get so much out of the personal experience and the thrill of being either scared or being, we're all investigators, you guys and us, and we know that feeling when you walk into a certain building or a certain room and you just get the chill you get that runs down your back, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to walk in this room or not. That's a personal high to me, better than anything in the world.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say one thing: if you're using a lot of equipment, you don't tend to be in the moment on a paranormal investigation, and I feel you kind of lose the fun of it.
I agree.
I suppose, and obviously you got to take it seriously, but I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy life.
Yep.
I don't want to be miserable all the time. And one thing I do tend to do is I always get other people who aren't necessarily with us all the time, but I always get them to hold cameras and stuff for me.
Yeah.
So I can actually just, experience the investigation and not have to concentrate on filming things.
Yeah.
But I would say, personal experience is probably the best thing you can get, especially if you can't. There's no reasonable explanation for what's happening to you. I mean, like I've stood on on a stairway, and the back of my neck just suddenly started feeling hot for no reason, and a scratch appeared. Obviously, I couldn't see it; it's on the back of my neck, but a scratch appeared before, everyone's eyes.
Right.
And we've had someone on an investigation before wearing a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a coat because it was cold, and suddenly their back was on fire, and we could not explain it. And it was not demonic, but he did have 3 large, fresh scratches on his back.
Yeah.
I say it's not demonic because I believe that things in threes is kind of a misconception. It doesn't necessarily have to be demonic for that to happen.
Right.
And the location we were at wasn't known for demonic hauntings. It was known for someone being a butthole, but and that was him proving it. So it's either that, personal experience. I mean, I've had stones thrown at me when I've been in a room on my own.
Yeah.
I had one hit my head once, and that hurt like hell. I've had other things like pencils for some reason. I don't know why, thrown at me on the investigation. Things move by themselves. If you can't, especially if you get it on video, that's great. If something moves by itself for no real reason, that's brilliant. And obviously EVPs as well. I love a good EVP.
Yeah.
But you have to. But I would say try and back it up with video, because some people play me EVPs, and I'm like, yeah, but how many of you are in that room?
Right.
Can you remember what people were saying and doing at that point in time? I mean, that could have been someone standing next to you whispering something to someone else, and you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So always try and back up EVPs with video.
That's why I don't like when you do an investigation, like if you're doing like a personal investigation, not a live stream so much, but when there's too many investigators or too many people in a certain area, especially a smaller location. Like if you did like a location like Hinsdale, I've done Hinsdale. It's a great location, but it's small, and you can have no more than maybe 2 or 3 investigators in that house at one time. And also, I mean, I totally agree with Alex is saying. Some of the craziest evidence I think I've ever seen was not a scratch, but was a bite, an actual, you could see the teeth, on the guy who was with us. He used to be on Breaking Paranormal, on the back of his calf. We were at Anderson Hotel in Kentucky, and people who know Anderson Hotel, which is no longer open to the public, it was Lockdown, Paranormal Lockdown did it. That was their first location on their first season, I believe. I think maybe it was the second location, but we were there not long after Nick and Katrina were there, and they had some stuff happen. Their cameraman got bit on the back of his leg, the same thing. And when we were there, we had the same thing happen to us, to one of the investigators. Complete bite mark on the back of the calf. You could make the teeth out and everything. The canines.
But for me, that doesn't.
Kid, or was it more animal-like?
No, it was human.
Human, okay.
Yeah.
I was just going to say again, that doesn't necessarily mean it's demonic. People can bite
No,
too.
no. I don't think it was demonic there. But there was evidence of not so much devil worshiping going on, but witchcraft. We did find evidence, and there was stuff that was written on the walls. There was some stuff that was left there, like scrolls and things that this person who was running this place at one time, who was a caretaker of this building, was practicing some kind of black magic, dark magic, whatever you want to call it, in the location.
Well, that increases the odds for demonic possibility.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I mean, we even asked on several occasions what it was, and we got some responses back on EVP that it actually, once we did ask, hey, are you a demon? And the response we got back, and it was an incredible response, it wasn't on EVP, it was on the Echovox, was it laughed. You could hear a laugh, and it says something about I'm no demon or something like that, and it was pretty wild. So yeah, some great evidence out places like that. I think that was probably one of the craziest things I ever seen.
Daryl, do you know the difference between dark magic and regular magic?
Do I know the difference? Like,
Yeah, I mean, are you sure the person was doing
no, they were
bad
doing
kind?
Yeah, they were doing. Yeah, they were doing black magic. It was well documented. That's what was going on in the building.
Okay.
Yeah, well, like with demonic activity, like we use a checklist, for example, and for us to come to that conclusion that it's actually demonic, there needs to be a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
And it needs to be, again, well, that's how we rate demonic activity, by the violence, right? How violent it is.
How strong it is.
How strong it is.
Right.
And then there's other things like, people talking foreign languages and
for me, something demonic is more on a psychological level than a physical level. I personally think demonic hauntings or spirits or whatever are more about getting inside your head and messing with you, not so much trying to hurt you physically. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm not ruling out that. I mean, of course, like, they would probably physically hurt you as well. But I think the psychological side of things is a lot more serious.
So I have another question for the both of you from chat. When it comes to EVPs, do either of you or have either of you ever used any of those apps that have word or sound databases in them?
Well, that's what the EchoVox is.
Yeah, EchoVox. I'll swear by EchoVox. I've been using EchoVox for about 5 or 6 years now, and the reason I will swear by it is because I can run a SB11 or SB7 right with it, and pretty much get the same response around the same time as I get on the EchoVox. I've actually ran all 3 of them at the same time on locations and got a really similar response within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, we don't use any apps at Berlin Paranormal. We use we use an SB7. That's probably the closest thing that we use. We don't have anything other than that.
All right, it's time for our next commercial break. You're listening to Paraversal Universe. We will be right back for the next segment with our guest.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 45 minutes after the hour.
All right, we're back, everyone. This is Paraversal Universe on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. Also on WCET FM, the Rift Radio Network family. And